has to do with predatory online law schools. And I do want to address this because I have noticed on some of my own YouTube videos that these ads for certain law schools keep showing up. And I'm like, great, like a lot of my videos are kind of skeptical about law schools and whether going to law school is really as great of an idea as many young people think it is. And then lo and behold, I see that ads for Novus Law School, and I think it's called Concord or Concordia. We'll look it up. These law schools are solely online. They're not accredited, and they just basically want to siphon money away from people who otherwise would not qualify to go to like a real law school that's ABA accredited, that will allow you to take the bar exam and actually will lead to a real job potentially. I mean, when you have people graduating from, say, like top 25 law schools that are having hard times finding real legal jobs or jobs that pay more than $50,000 or $60,000 a year, then it's like, why would anyone want to apply to these types of like horrible, god-awful online law schools? So let me bring that up on the screen. Let's look into Novus Law School first, because I've seen their ads multiple times. Oh, look at this. We're online. How may I help you today? Okay, Novus Law School. I had never even heard of this place whatsoever until I started seeing ads on YouTube with my videos. It says, education without borders, online, anyplace, anywhere, anytime. Well, and they'll take anyone. Yeah, really. They're already an authority in online degree programs and classes. As we have for almost 20 years, Novus continues to offer online law degrees through distance education. Novus has an innovative learning environment to meet today's educational standards. J.D. Executive Juris Doctor, Bachelor of Science in Law, or the Master of Laws. I mean, those are total jokes. I mean, do not get an Executive Juris Doctor or a Master of Laws. We've covered this in other live streams a little bit, but these are like joke degrees that aren't going to help you get a job and don't even qualify you to sit for the bar exam or become a licensed attorney anyway. So I wonder how much it is. Let's see, tuition and fees. See, they'll probably market themselves as being a lot cheaper than going to a real law school, but there's a reason why real law schools charge a lot more, because you can potentially at least become an attorney from that. Okay, so it says 1 degree term. Law school tuition is based on a single rate for the entire law degree term. This may be different from what you've seen or experienced at other schools. Novus Law School does not utilize a traditional academic calendar. Tuition is not charged on a semester, quarter, or course-by-course basis. It's bundled into one low economical rate that includes individualized curriculum. Okay, so the JD program is 24 months. Wow, I've never even heard of that. See, I mean, this is why people that don't know any better would probably start thinking this seems pretty attractive, because usually JD programs are 3 years full-time, and then if you're a part-time student, it would take 4 years. Although I think there are a couple of law schools like Elon University that now have a JD program that's 2.5 years. So it says the tuition is $11,990. So sure, to people who don't know any better, that does seem like, whoa, such a great deal, because in-state tuition at a school like UNC Chapel Hill School of Law is already probably at least $24,000 just for tuition for 1 year. So you multiply that by 3, so it'll cost you at least $75,000 to get a real 3-year JD degree at an accredited school, in-state tuition at UNC Law School. So this is about $12,000. But who even goes to this school? And do they even have any sort of like admissions criteria? I have no idea, but this just sounds really bogus to me. And I've never heard of anybody who graduated from it who is a licensed practicing attorney. Oh, it says, yes, there are bar admission options for online law school degrees. Each state sets its own requirements for taking the bar exams. While most states require a degree from a brick and mortar institution, several states offer options for online degree bar admission. If your goal is to become a lawyer through an online law school, be sure to completely understand the options provided. Yeah, well, why don't they go ahead and tell you what the states are? Because I don't know what they are. Maybe California, because I feel like California is a lot more lenient. Yeah, it says, sure, you apply to any online law program. Programs like Concord and Northwestern in California. Geez, I had never even heard of these quote law schools, even though I went to college in California. But Concord and Northwestern in California both have online-only programs. but no flexibility for time and degree completion and at a much higher cost. Okay, interesting. Major schools like Thomas Jefferson School of Law, that's that law school in San Diego that got sued about 5 to 10 years ago by an angry law student or a law graduate who had passed the bar and still couldn't even get a job. And unfortunately, she lost her lawsuit against Thomas Jefferson. So it's funny that they're saying major schools like Thomas Jefferson School of Law or Taft University, never even heard of that place, may offer you a certain amount of name value. But attending a well-known program won't necessarily provide the kind of education you're looking for. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so just say no to Novus, please. I mean, don't be persuaded. If you see their ads next to my YouTube videos, just ignore them. And let's look at Concord, because Concord Law School, I did find an article about them last week where a Filipino student, this young man from the Philippines, had actually sued, but I don't think he sued Concord Law School. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, now I can't find the article. So what happened was that there was this poor Filipino guy who got suckered into going to Concord Law School. And then I guess he transferred to Touro. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but Touro was always kind of like a joke law school on J.D. Underground, which is a legal forum that used to exist until a couple of years ago. And so the guy sued Touro because Touro ended up not letting him have a degree or not letting him get his diploma because they found out that he had transferred from Concord Law School. So, yeah, I feel really bad for the poor guy because being from the Philippines, he probably had no idea about the ranking of different law schools or what it takes to really have a shot in the legal job market, that how competitive it is, and the prestige or the ranking of your law school really does matter a lot. So the poor guy from the Philippines got bilked by Concord Law School and then further bilked by Touro Law School, which is a very low-ranked law school in New York State. It's a private school. So, yeah, so let's check out Concord Law School too, because I sure never heard about this either. Affordable, high-quality, yeah, right. Affordable, high-quality law school. Okay. Hi, Twins Try. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for showing up today. It was sort of last minute today. Yeah, totally insane. So just it's just horrible. It's like consumer beware. People think that, oh, it's a law school and look at the beautiful pictures on their website and look how important this woman looks, you know, this either law student or lawyerly looking person on the website picture. Apply now. They even have a toll-free number. Yeah, that's really classy. Okay, so it says, today we're part of the respected Purdue University system and accredited by the Committee of Bar Examiners of the State Bar of California. Yeah, interesting. So like I said before, California seems to have lower standards. Like they just are very friendly towards unaccredited, you know, law schools galore. I think there are at least 17 law schools in California. Probably 2/3 of them should really be shut down because the job market is so tough. You know, even people who go to Hastings or Davis, you know, UCLA, not everybody is finding great, wonderful jobs when they graduate. And I do have a video on my channel. It was a reaction to another video called Shit Unemployed Attorneys Say. And so that woman had gone to UC Berkeley undergrad like I did. And then she went to University of San Francisco Law School, then got out, passed a bar exam and couldn't find a job. So she made her video called Shit Unemployed Attorneys Say. And I don't think she's actually practicing law anymore. She tried to start her own practice, but that seemed to have folded after a couple of years. So it says, you know, they just really tried to sucker you in, especially non-traditional law school applicants, like older people who have kids, work and family obligations that, you know, they can't afford to quit their real day jobs to take 3 years to go to a real law school. So this is how these like online law schools try to sucker you in, you know, plus they either have no standards or very low admission standards. So, you know, I'm sure they would take someone that scored like a 140 on the LSAT, or maybe they don't even require the LSAT. I'm not sure. But this says we offer 2 innovative law degree programs as well as online flexible learning options that fit your schedule. It's affordable. You could qualify for a scholarship that may cover up to 20% of your tuition. Plus, the full tuition for Concord's Juris Doctor degree is less than the average cost of a 3-year full-time program at ABA accredited schools nationwide. Well, I wonder why. Probably because once you get this useless degree, nobody will hire you anyway, or many of their students probably don't even pass the bar exam. With a law degree from Concord, you can be poised for the next level of career success, right? Okay, so yeah, I was just surprised to hear about these crazy types of law schools. Oh, your friend went to Santa Clara University. Was it for law school? Yeah, because I do know a couple of people. There was an attorney I met. He was a federal government attorney in DC who had gone to Santa Clara for law school. And then one of my UC Berkeley classmates also went there for law school. But I think she might have maybe became an immigration attorney, like working for herself. Yeah. So, I mean, there's always going to be like some people at the very top of the class at these lower ranked law schools who do, thankfully succeed, and they manage to get decent jobs or move their way up and lateral into better jobs or government jobs, which are pretty sweet. But then for the vast majority of people, it turns out to be like one of the worst decisions they ever made, because they're saddled with so much debt, more than $150,000 or even more than $250,000 of debt going to a private law school and then having nothing to show for it. And most of those schools do have pretty abysmal bar passage rates too. So, yeah, just getting accepted doesn't mean anything, and it's not like cause for celebration just to get accepted. Yeah, the Executive J.D. degree seems like a total scam. It says, well, of course, it's geared towards people who don't intend to practice law, but your goal is to gain legal expertise to further your opportunities in your present field. Well, it's just another feather in your cap or something to throw on your resume line if you're desperately trying to seek some sort of non-legal job, I suppose. But I don't know who would want to do this unless they just have so much extra cash or money from their family to help them get this additional title and piece of paper to show and say, I have this Executive J.D. or J.D. from Concord Law School. So, yeah, pretty sad. Another ad that I've also seen on YouTube with my videos, it's really sad. It's like the Maryland School of Law, or I think it's University of Maryland Law School. And they have a master's degree in law that these ads just keep showing up on my YouTube videos when people are watching them. And yeah, look at all this stuff, Regent School of Law, it's 100% online, 8-week courses, Master of Science of Law. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. It's such an industry. It's such a racket. Higher education is a racket. I mean, growing up, I always was told that, you need to get a degree. My grandfather would always tell me and tell my cousins and me, how important it is to get a job that requires a license, because then you'll be in demand. And then, of course, my parents greatly valued education. You had to go to college. It was expected that we all go to college plus go on to professional school. But now, after all these years and seeing how expensive it is, I can't believe how expensive it is to send a kid to college, much less law school or any sort of professional school. Even just going to a 4-year university is so expensive for in-staters. In North Carolina, it's at least $24,000 a year for in-state tuition at UNC or NC State. And then University of California is so expensive. Their law schools, even as an in-state resident, is well over $40,000 a year or maybe $45,000 a year for law school tuition as an in-stater. So, I went to UC Berkeley as an in-stater just because I slid in right before they changed the residency rules. So I was able to pay in-state tuition at UC Berkeley for the last 3 years, but they've changed all the requirements. And now there's no way someone from out of state like I was, would be able to pay the very low in-state tuition. Yeah, so the LLM is $28,000 a year at University of Maryland. And I'm assuming they're like Masters of Legal Studies or whatever type of degree probably costs similarly about $30,000 for a year. So definitely don't get bilked by these kind of things. Yeah, the brilliance. Okay. Yeah, hi, thanks for being here. Thank you guys for showing up to today's live stream. Yeah, so I just wanted to highlight these other things because it does trouble me that these kind of unscrupulous programs are being marketed towards people who watch my videos, and I certainly do not endorse any of them. Rather, I highly encourage people to just please avoid them at all costs. So at this point, it's been a little over half an hour. I'm trying to keep my live streams a little shorter so I don't have to edit them down later. But I do appreciate everybody who did tune in today. Let's just continue to, hope and pray for justice, regarding all the victims of police brutality. Hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you at the next live stream. Have a great weekend.